What if I told you that your retirement could be on the line, not because of how much you saved, but because of what's happening in the global markets right now? Picture this. You worked decades, sacrificed, and finally reached your dream retirement. But then, a sudden market crash wipes out a chunk of your savings, just when you're ready to relax and enjoy your life. Sound alarming? It should be. Today, we're exposing the hidden market trends that threaten your retirement, and more importantly, the simple strategies you can use right now to protect what's yours. Because if you don't act, global economic turmoil, political upheaval, and market crashes could turn your retirement dreams into financial nightmares. Stick around. What you're about to learn could be the most important decision you make for your future. The hidden threat: market risk. Imagine this. You've worked hard for decades, saved diligently, and finally reached retirement. But just as you start to enjoy your freedom, the stock market takes a nosedive. Your savings shrink just when you need them most. This is the reality of market risk, and it's a silent threat to your financial future. What exactly is market risk? Market risk is the chance that your investments will lose value due to economic downturns, political turmoil, or global events. Think of it as the unpredictable waves that can toss your financial ship off course. When the market drops sharply, your investments can plummet, leaving you with less money during your retirement years. And here's a crucial point. If a major decline hits just before or after you retire, it can significantly damage your savings. This is called sequence of returns risk. The sequence of returns risk. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Suppose two retirees, Alex and Jamie, both start with $1 million, withdraw $50,000 annually, and experience an average return of 8%. You'd think they'd end up in similar places, right? Wrong. Alex retires right before the 2008 financial crisis. The market crashes, and his portfolio takes a hit early on. Despite the market eventually recovering and averaging 8%, Alex had to sell shares at low prices, permanently losing parts of his portfolio. Over time, this early loss can cause his savings to run out faster. Now Jamie retires at the same time, with the same starting amount, but has a different setup. She has protected assets, avoids selling during downturns, and her portfolio stays intact during the market storm. As a result, she ends up with more money after 20 years, despite identical starting points and returns. The key takeaway? The order in which returns happen, especially early in retirement, can drastically change your financial outcome. This is the essence of sequence risk, and it's often overlooked. Why average returns no longer matter in retirement? For decades, financial advice has focused on average returns, like aiming for 7% or 8% annually. But here's the truth. Once you retire and start withdrawing money, average returns become meaningless. Why? Because during your working years, you're adding money to your investments. So the sequence of gains and losses doesn't impact your overall growth much. But during retirement, you're taking regular withdrawals, and negative returns early on can force you to sell investments at depressed prices. Those shares can never recover, and your portfolio can take a permanent hit. Research shows that up to 77% of your final retirement outcome depends on what happens in the first 10 years of retirement. That means the market crash of 2008, the dot-com bubble burst, or any downturn at the start can be devastating. A real-life example: the power of sequence risk. Let's look at a concrete example with numbers. Imagine two retirees, both starting with $1 million, withdrawing $50,000 annually and earning 8% returns. Retiree 1 retires in year 2007 just before the crash. The market drops sharply in year 1, reducing his portfolio to around $900,000. Withdrawing $50,000 leaves him with about $850,000. The next year, another dip occurs. Over time, his portfolio suffers losses that won't recover because he had to sell shares at low prices. By year 20, he might be out of money or significantly reduced. Retiree 2 retires at the same time, but with a different strategy: protected assets that aren't affected by market downturns. During the crash, her main investments stay untouched. When the market recovers, her assets grow, and she ends up with more than she started with after 20 years. The lesson? Sequence risk can turn identical portfolios into vastly different outcomes. Now, if you're serious about safeguarding your retirement, I've got something important to share. Make sure you subscribe and follow us for more insights like this. Stay informed, stay protected, and take control of your financial future. The solution. The three-bucket strategy. So, how do you eliminate this risk? The answer lies in a smart, proven approach called the three-bucket strategy. What is it? It's a way to segment your assets based on when you'll need them, so you're not exposed to market downturns when it matters most. Let's break down the three buckets. Bucket 1, emergency reserve. This is your safety net. 6 to 12 months of living expenses in cash, high-yield savings, or money market funds. It's there for unexpected expenses like medical bills or urgent repairs. You never touch your investment accounts for this. Bucket 2, protected income. This is the core of your retirement income. It provides income for the next 20 years without risking market losses. Common options include fixed or fixed index annuities, which guarantee a minimum return and protect against market dips. Bucket 3, long-term growth. This is for the money you don't need for at least 20 years. It's invested in stocks or other growth assets, allowing it to ride out market volatility. Because of the long horizon, this bucket aims for the highest growth potential. How the strategy works in practice. Let's see how this works with real numbers. Suppose you retire with $1 million. Bucket 1, $80,000, your emergency fund. Bucket 2, $650,000, provides 20 years of protected income. Bucket 3, $270, for long-term growth. Each year, you withdraw from Bucket 2 to fund your lifestyle. If a market crash occurs, your protected income remains untouched. You live off this safe income while your long-term growth bucket recovers over time. And here's the beauty. If the stock market drops 40%, your long-term growth assets aren't touched and have 20 years to rebound. Meanwhile, your protected income continues to supply your needs without concern. By the end of 20 years, your long-term investments could have doubled or tripled, leaving you with more money than you started with, even after inflation adjustments. The power of this approach. This strategy effectively eliminates sequence of returns risk. It gives you peace of mind, knowing that market downturns won't force you to sell at the worst possible time. Imagine retiring today with the recent market volatility and still having a secure, predictable income stream. That's the power of proper planning. And here's the key. It's not about trying to beat the market. It's about protecting yourself from its worst moments. Remember, understanding the risks and implementing a strategic approach can make all the difference. Protect your savings, enjoy your retirement, and live with confidence. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more insights, and share it with friends or family who might benefit.